Coming up next on TV5 News, the Autumn Leaf Festival is up and in full gear. Straight ahead. Also, the Clarion County Courthouse undergoes renovations. We'll have the details. And the future of a Knox convenience store is in the balance. We'll give you that story next.
Plus, Jennifer Bevavino will be reporting on a severe storm that has recently passed through western Pennsylvania, as well as your local Clarion area weather forecast. And Don Ursich takes a look at playoff baseball as the pennant race heats up. All this and more as TV5 News brings coverage closer to home.
This is TV5 News, bringing coverage closer to home.
I'm Dave Marsh. A storm has passed through western Pennsylvania, causing some damage.
And I'm Cynthia Walker. TV5 Kristen Stanton joins us with the latest information. Kristen?
Thanks, Cynthia. Right now, we are under a severe thunderstorm and tornado watch until 10 p.m. this evening. These storms have been known to produce some hail and damaging winds in the western Pennsylvania area. There have already been reports of downed trees and power lines in Washington and Beaver counties. So now we take you live to Jen Bevavino in the TV5 Weather Center.
Thanks, Kristen. Taking a look at our most current radar map at the moment, Clarion County is covered in precipitation. Along with evening thunderstorms, we'll also be seeing some damaging winds and possibly some large hailstones. So keep in mind to protect yourself if you are going outdoors this evening. We will keep you posted throughout the rest of the news hour if some changes occur. Back to you.
On the Autumn Leaf Festival. Mark Despotakis joins us live from the TV5 newsroom with the details. Mark?
Thanks, Dave. I did have the chance to go downtown this afternoon. It did rain a little bit, obviously not as much as we're having this evening, but the rain could not even hold off the yearly tradition of the Autumn Leaf Festival. It's tonight's top story. Take a look. The Autumn Leaf Festival kicked off this past weekend with its usual wide variety of foods and activities. You can still find your favorite events that return each year, but there are also some new things to check out, especially Food Stock, which benefits Clarion County food banks.
Starts at 5 o'clock Thursday and continues on a 24-hour marathon until 5 o'clock on Friday. So we're urging everybody who comes into town to bring at least one non-perishable food item to Food Stock 99 because it's a great benefit.
Well, the rain did arrive late this afternoon, but that didn't put a dampering on any of the festival's events.
Pretty ominous right now. Yeah, we've really lucked out so far, though, because they were calling for rain earlier in the week, and it's been passing us. And actually, I just spoke with the Weather Center, and they said that it's actually going a little bit north of us. So maybe we'll just catch the tail end, and it'll rain tonight, get it all out of the way, and the rest of the week looks really good.
Once the rain did stop this afternoon, people came out to enjoy all that Autumn Leaf has to offer.
Here for lunch today.
The rain couldn't hold you back.
No.
So what are you going to have for lunch today?
Wings today.
Wings.
Yeah.
That's a favorite of everyone.
Yeah, I work the hot dog cart at St. Joe's. St. Joe's school. I'll be working that on the parade day.
But visitors aren't the only ones who get caught up in the action of ALF. The food vendors have fun too.
And I like the parade. That's my favorite. That's our busiest time, but that's my favorite.
For most residents and students in Clarion, ALF Week is a tradition that can't come soon enough each year. How many years have you been coming here?
4.
Is this your last one then?
Yeah, it's my last one.
So is it kind of nostalgic now for you?
Yeah, it's just, I live right there, so it's like my front yard.
You come to the parade?
Oh, you come to everything when you live in Clarion, and it's ALF Week.
There have been some great events this past week, and there is a promise of more great events to come. Of course, the parade on Saturday, and then on Sunday, there's a motorcycle show and the Kids Corner in the gazebo in the park. I thought I was going to be heading down there this evening, but due to some of the weather, I don't know how things are going down in the park. Hope to see everyone down there throughout the rest of the week. Live in the newsroom, I'm Mark Despotakis. Back to you, Dave.
Thanks, Mark. For the second year in a row, Clarion County's Autumn Leaf Festival brought home worldwide awards at the 1999 International Festival and Event Association Convention. According to the Clarion Area Chamber of Business and Industry Executive Director Karen Pope, ALF received 3 silver awards at the convention held in Arizona last week. Food Stock 99 received the silver medal for community outreach projects in the $500,000 to $1.5 million category. In case you haven't noticed, downtown Clarion has been looking somewhat different recently. Tours and altered traffic flows have been put in place to facilitate a smooth operation of this year's Autumn Leaf Festival and Parade. Festival and parade patrons are asked to observe the posted temporary regulations. ALF officials also add that children are at risk among strangers and depend upon adults for their safety. Motorists and pedestrians should use more caution during the festival to avoid accidents. Bicycles, skateboards, and skateboarding will also not be permitted in special event areas.
An Ohio man who said he was under the influence of drugs and alcohol last March when he admitted having sex with a 13-year-old girl was convicted on all charges Tuesday in Clarion County Court. After more than 5 hours of deliberations, the jury found Kenneth Diltz guilty of aggravated assault, indecent assault, rape, statutory sexual assault, and corrupting a minor. The jury was not told Diltz is currently serving a 5-year sentence in Ohio for similar crimes involving the same victim.
A lack of funding and missing committee members stalled the Clarion County Courthouse Preservation Committee's decision to recommend an area architect to complete the study of the courthouse. Now, the committee met September 20th to hear a presentation from Brookville-based architect William Snyder. Snyder was the second presentation to the committee. Last month, the committee met with Ohio-based Historic Design Group Incorporated. The firm said they could complete an analysis of the courthouse in 30 days for a fee of $1,400. Snyder also gave the committee a $1,400 price tag to complete his analysis. And now, turning our attention to regional coverage, state police in Mercer County say a farmer was killed last evening. The accident happened in Stoneboro in Lake Township. Police say 56-year-old Aloysius Gander fell from the top of a 60-foot silo at about 6:45 p.m. Investigators say Gander was trying to get feed for his dairy cattle when he apparently lost his footing. Deputy Coroner Scott Black listed the cause of death as a skull fracture.
The Clarion County Planning Commission on September 22nd returned plans for a convenience store at the intersection of routes 208 and 388 in Knox as incomplete. WHF Incorporated submitted plans for a Citgo convenience store on the northeast corner of the intersection, partly in Knoxboro and partly in Beaver Township. WHF is requesting the preliminary approval of a variance on county regulations, which require that a commercial structure be at least 60 feet from a highway right-of-way. Planning Commission members feel that there was not enough information in the blueprints to make a decision on the request for preliminary approval. One of the two men accused of assaulting and stabbing an Oil City teen on North Side sidewalk last winter admitted his role in the attack Tuesday in Venango County Court. Marcus Thompson did not say why he repeatedly stabbed 16-year-old Tori Gonzalez on February 6th, only that the stabbing occurred after he encountered the teen on Hoffman Avenue. Gonzalez sought help at a nearby resident and later underwent surgery for a punctured lung in Pittsburgh Hospital. He was stabbed 7 times. Thompson's sentencing is scheduled for October 28th.
An Edmonton fire official calls it a time bomb, and Parker resident Frederick Anthony said that intersection at Route 58 and 268 at the Foxburg Bridge is the most dangerous he's ever seen. PennDOT representatives met Tuesday with a group of public and school officials and residents to address their concerns. This is about the junction at the one-lane bridge. The problem has compounded due to the limited sight distance, drivers speeding along the highway, and traffic that backs up in both directions on Route 268. Patrick Leskevich, superintendent at Allegheny County Valley School District, said traffic in that area has doubled within the last 3 years.
A Spartanburg man has been charged in connection with a hit-and-run accident that killed a pedestrian early Sunday in Sparta Township, Crawford County. Sean Davenport was arraigned Monday on felony charges in the death of Louis Andrew Ross of Spartansburg. State police in Corey and Ross said Ross died after being struck by a vehicle at 2 a.m. Sunday along Route 77. According to state police at the scene, another man, Mark Cook of Westfield, New York, was injured in the same accident. He was treated and released at Corey Memorial Hospital. Authorities said they were led to Davenport when a relative called the state police. An Oil City man admitted Tuesday that he scuffled with and threatened an off-duty state trooper last summer during a baseball game at Cranberry High School. Philip W. Zeig told Judge Oliver LeBeau that he threatened Corporal Richard Wadlow when Wadlow attempted to intervene in a dispute between Zeig and another man. His admission came as he pled guilty to charges of terroristic threats and public drunkenness in a plea agreement that dropped charges of aggravated assault and disorderly conduct. Sentencing is scheduled for October 28th. Coming up after the break, Jeff Say is in our newsroom with a preview of what is coming up tomorrow's edition of Clarion Call.
Also, we'll let you know what seems to be causing what looks like a slick in the Clarion River. These stories and more are coming right up after the break as TV5 News brings coverage closer to home.
Early years, young children cannot stand on their own. Uniting parents and children is an important part of the life of a community. Stand for Children encourages people to make a personal commitment to stand for the health of children. 300,000 Americans marched in Washington, D.C. last June to support Stand for Children Day. Stand for Children seeks to lift the belief that children need our help to stand.
It's my birthday. I'm the mayor. It's my birthday.
Exercised lately?
Go for a mouthful. Go for the fun.
Come on, go for cake.
Cakes for everyone. Just one snack is what it takes. And it's go for cakes. Open wide. Stuff your face. There's always room for more gopher cakes. Empty the box, they're reload. Eat those gopher cakes till you explode.
Exercised lately?
Till you explode.
Sad, looking back now, the things you go through in life. Scary. The worst thing about being on welfare was at Christmas time. I couldn't get my kids what they really wanted. I had to get a better life for my girls and myself. I got off welfare. I got a good job. Makes me the happiest mother in the world. I live for my girls.
We're not asking you to hire everyone on welfare, just one.
It's TV5 News at 8, anchored by Christy Herman. Dave Marsh. Jen Bevavino with TV5 Weather. Don Ursich with sports. Now, from the news team bringing coverage closer to home, this is TV5 News.
And welcome back to TV5 News. Now, as we promised before the break, Jeff Say joins us from our TV5 newsroom with a sneak preview of tomorrow's edition of the Clarion Call. Jeff?
Good evening. News that will be upcoming in the September 30th edition of the Clarion Call are: APSCUF representatives inform students on the labor dispute at the latest Student Senate meeting. ALF reaches for the record books with its Food Stock Food Drive sponsored by the Clarion Area Chamber of Business and Industry. Highlights of the Board of Student Governors of Pennsylvania that met this past weekend in Harrisburg. And do you have a sinking feeling when you are in Pierce Science Center? Find out why and why it's being remodeled. In the Clarion Call newsroom, I'm Jeff Say, TV5 News.
Jeff, the Clarion News is reporting that the Department of Environmental Protection officials are report of a possible oil slick or other pollution in the lower Clarion River was, according to the DEP, nothing to be alarmed about. The DEP received a report of some kind of pollution in the Clarion River below Piney Dam on September 13th. A DEP biologist has determined the substance seems to be a combination of decomposed vegetable material and oxidized metals that settled to the bottom of the lake.
And here's a preview of tomorrow's headlines today in the Clarion News. The group Pennsylvania Environmental Defense Foundation announces plans to sue the Department of Environmental Protection over Red Bank Creek damage. A fire alarm causes an evacuation in the county courthouse, and the Clarion County Financial Director requests the assistance of a consultant. Read these stories and more in tomorrow's Clarion News.
The nation has a pumpkin problem. The state has a pumpkin problem also. This area, however, does not have a pumpkin problem. The Pennsylvania Vegetable Marketing and Research Program says the statewide pumpkin crop has fallen sharply, but there's no trouble at Weingard's Farm Market on Route 322 west of Shinsville. Weingard co-owner Kathleen Weingard said that this is their best crop in years. Dry weather has reduced the number of pumpkins in many patches. Irrigation was key for most successful pumpkin crops this year. Weingard said they were fortunate to have enough water to carry out the irrigation.
And taking a look at state news, Allegheny County prosecutors say they will seek the death penalty for Wayne Mitchell, a Homewood man accused of beating, raping, and killing his estranged wife in 1997. A common pleas judge on Tuesday denied motions by Mitchell's lawyer that would have kept prosecutors from using a trial at confession that police say Mitchell gave them. The lawyer also argued for separate trials for Mitchell. The 21-year-old man is accused of beating and assaulting Robin Little in September of 1997. Prosecutors say he choked the woman and stabbed her to death outside her Homewood apartment 9 days later.
Allegheny County officials are looking into whether environmental testing at a former slag dumping site has been compromised. Earlier this month, Advanced Technology Systems Incorporated, a Pittsburgh-based engineering firm, resigned as a subcontractor on the 9 Mile Run housing development project. following concerns about validity of some air monitoring data collected this summer.
And a deaf couple alleges in a lawsuit that a hospital violated the Americans with Disabilities Act by not providing a sign language interpreter when the husband was being treated for a heart attack. Furman and Eleanor Ritchie of 6 Mile Run say UPMC Bedford Memorial Hospital violated the law in February when Furman Ritchie was being treated. The hospital chief, James Vreeland, declines to comment at this time. And the U.S. Senate approved $10 million for a project to deepen the main channel of the Delaware River from 40 to 45 feet. Senators say they will allow larger cargo ships to access the Port of Philadelphia and other terminals. Now, this money is part of an energy appropriations bill that awaits President Clinton's signature. The total cost of the project is $300 million.
2 Pittsburgh city councilmen have been subpoenaed by the University of Pittsburgh as part of the school's defense in a complaint by employees who say they were discriminated against because of their sexual orientation. City Solicitor Jacqueline Morrow says she will challenge the subpoenas. Money from students and alumni has saved University Pittsburgh yearbook for at least one more year. The university's alumni office has made a contribution of $30,000, and the Student Government Board increased its share from $15,000 to $25,000. Last year, the yearbook's future appeared in doubt. Sales had fallen to just 500 copies in each of the last 2 years. The infusion of cash should get the yearbook through the current year. School officials say they believe a new permanent funding arrangement will be worked out to keep the Pitt yearbook going. Coming up after the break, health officials are concerned about New York's migratory birds. And how good does a fake alibi have to be? We'll tell you when we return.
Also, Jen Bevavino will be joining us with your Clarion area forecast. And stay tuned to TV5 as your official home for coverage of the 46th Annual Autumn Leaf Festival Parade brings coverage closer to home.
Phone hours.
Use the phone just 8 hours a week and get this free phone cradle. Use it 12 hours and get a speakerphone.
Use it 15 hours and get this cool headset.
Or stay on the phone 20 hours a week
And get a pasty complexion.
flabby body, and a great new nickname at school.
Exercised lately?
Welcome back to TV5 News. Health officials warn that an unusual form of encephalitis, which has claimed 4 lives in the New York area, could possibly be transmitted to other areas by migratory birds. New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut are currently undergoing a spraying procedure which will kill mosquitoes which bite and infect birds with the rare virus strain. The strain, which until recently has never been seen in the Western Hemisphere, surfaced in the New York area in August. Since August, 37 individuals, including 4 who died, have been infected with the disease. Scientists are currently testing dead birds to see if they carry the virus. However, the disease is not transmitted from birds to people or from person to person. And President Clinton is expected to address the world's top bankers and finance chiefs to ask for support of a plea that will help relieve the debt burden of developing nations. Clinton will make this plea in a speech today at a meeting of the International Monetary Fund and World Bank in Washington, D.C.
Congress has a 3-week grace period to work on a budget for the upcoming fiscal year. However, even with the extra time, it's not clear if lawmakers will be able to pass all 13 annual government spending bills in forms that will be acceptable to President Clinton. There are still disagreements in numerous areas, including agriculture, education, and public housing. After yesterday's passage of the stopgap spending bill, lawmakers were given until October 21st to complete the work. The White House says President Clinton will sign the stopgap bill, averting the possibility of a federal shutdown.
The girlfriend of Frederick Alvis, a man convicted of mugging an elderly Pennsylvania woman, faces perjury charges. She allegedly doctored photos of the couple's trip to Disney World in an alibi for her husband. Alvis's girlfriend Lillian Gaynor testified that they were at Disney World the day the robbery occurred. During Alvis's trial, several photos were submitted as proof that the couple was in Tampa. Now, Circuit Judge Robert Panera said the shots of Alvis were cut out and superimposed on another picture. Alvis's appearance and stance were identical in several pictures. Additionally, the shirt that he was wearing in the photo was the same one the victim described him to be wearing when he robbed her.
Joining us now is TV5's Gary Martin, who will show us how and where to obtain the correct financial advice in tonight's Financial Beat. Gary?
Find the right financial professional to help you achieve your financial goals. Start by asking friends and relatives who they use. Then interview a few of these professionals to find one you're comfortable with. And keep in mind, a good financial professional should make suitable recommendations based on your needs and goals. He or she should provide advice based on training and experience. Your financial consultant should add value by providing information and expertise that you otherwise may not have access to. All recommendations should be tailored to your individual circumstances, and he or she must be sensitive to your family situation and investment personality. Finally, a financial professional should provide clear, comprehensive, objective, and timely information. With TV5's Financial Beat, I'm Gary Martin, your Clarion Edward Jones investment representative, member SIPC.
Thanks, Gary. And joining us now from the T5 Weather Center is Jen Bevavino with a look at your Clarion area forecast. Jen?
Good evening. I'm Jennifer Bevavino here from the TV5 Weather Center, taking a look at Clarion's current and extended weather conditions. Taking a look first here at our satellite imagery map, you'll notice that we do have some clouds lingering right above us. They will be pushing northeasterly throughout the rest of the week. We will maybe seeing some rain showers tomorrow, but hopefully towards the rest of the week we'll be noticing the conditions improving. The conditions will be improving. Taking a look at our frontal map, you'll notice a low front lingering about, this is tomorrow's front. At the moment it's lingering northwesterly of the state. It's going to be pushing over. We'll be seeing some cooler temperatures later into the week. Taking a look at our highs map for today, you notice that we are high into the low 70s region. We had a high of about 72 today. Hopefully it will be getting warmer towards the end of the week, although tomorrow the temperature will be dropping. Taking a look at our lows, today we were low into the 40s region. Hopefully we'll be staying around that area throughout the rest of the week. Taking a look at our precipitation map, you'll notice that we did have some rain showers today, on and off showers. We will be seeing the same prediction for tomorrow. Hopefully towards the weekend, we will be seeing clearer skies. Taking a look at our 5-day planner, for Thursday, we will be seeing some rain showers once again with a high of 54, a low of 39. For Friday, it will be cloudy, partly cloudy with a high of 60, a low of 41. For Saturday, partly cloudy once again with a high of 63, a low of 41. For Sunday, a high of 62, a low of 43. And for Monday, partly cloudy once again with a high of 60, a low of 42. And that's Clarion's current and extended weather conditions. Back to you, David and Cynthia.
Thanks, Jen. Coming up after the break, Don Ursich will be giving us scores and highlights from the world of sports.
Also, Carolyn Kelly and Nani Lombard will highlight the remainder of the Autumn Leaf Festival activities in tonight's entertainment beat. All this and more as TV5 News brings coverage closer to home.
From the crowd is when you located in a Clarion Mall. Whether you're looking for junior trendy, girls, or fashion for women, they have it all with many different styles. With our newly expanded shoe and accessory department, you're surely to find that new it. And if you have a fashion, our experts are here to help. That's Fashion Button of Interstate 80, open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. till 9 p.m., Sunday from noon till 5.
All the children gone. Long time passing.
Every day, 10 children are killed by gunfire. You can help stop the violence. Call 1-800-WE-PREVENT. Not one more lost life. Not one more grieving family. Not one more.
Gone to graveyards one by one. Oh, when will we ever learn?
News travels fast. That's why you need the speed and accuracy of a news that brings coverage closer to home. Every Tuesday, Wednesday night, join TV5 News for Clarion's only live local newscast on television at 8. Tune in for the latest in regional, state, and national news. Plus, with our newspaper exchange partner, the Clarion News, teaming up to bring coverage closer to home every Tuesday and Wednesday at 8 p.m. Clarion's only live local newscast on television at 8 is here on TV5.
Hi, I'm Don Ursich with the Sports in 2 minutes. The Major League Baseball pennant races are starting to get out of control. Within 1 week, the Reds have sneaked up on both the Mets and the Astros in the playoff race. All 4 teams that are in the playoff hunt play one another this week. Tonight, Atlanta is at New York, and the Mets hope to end their 7-game losing streak and keep in contention. The Astros try to hold on to their game-and-a-half lead over the Mets against their division rival Reds. In the American League, the Yankees, the Indians, and the Rangers are all in the playoffs, while Boston will probably clinch the wild card tonight. The start of the hockey season is once again upon us, and the Pittsburgh Penguins have a new owner, a new announcer, but a familiar first opponent in the defending champs, the Dallas Stars. Pittsburgh is looking forward to a good season and riding higher than ever since the purchase of the team. This weekend, the Clarion Golden Eagles play Slippery Rock Rockets at Clarion's homecoming game. Clarion rallied behind Adam Almashi and his stunning performance against Kutztown last week. Game time is set for 2 p.m. Let's take a look at this week's top 5 in the college polls. In the ESPN Coaches poll, the top 5 stay the same as last week, with Florida State at number 1, Penn State number 2, Florida at number 3, Michigan at number 4, Nebraska at 5. In the AP poll, everything is also the same as last week. The only team added to that top 5 is Texas A&M in 5th instead of Nebraska. Well, that's it for this week. Now let's go back to Dave and Cynthia.
Thanks, Donnie. And coming up next is Carolyn Kelly with tonight's Entertainment Beat. Carolyn?
Thanks. Now let's take a look at some of the activities that are taking place at the Autumn Leaf. Does he want me to do that thing?
No, okay. They told her to do it down here, so let's try it. Okay.
So do it. See? Get me in trouble.
Down one, they screw it up. Okay.
Tomorrow is that are taking place at the Autumn Leaf Festival this week. Tomorrow is a Mardi Gras rock and blues night when local band Woodenhead performs from 5 to 7 p.m. at the courthouse. Friday from 5 to 7 p.m. will be the first food stock for Clarion. The Guinness Book of World Records will be on location, so be sure to donate any non-perishable goods you have to 5th and Main Street. Don't miss the parade rolling through Main Street Saturday starting at noon. The first annual motorcycle show will be held at 4th and 5th Avenue downtown on Sunday from 1 to 5 p.m. If interested in registering, contact Eric Funk at 226-5660. For Entertainment Beat, I'm Carolyn Kelly, Channel 5 News.
And finally tonight, good enough as a man but not fit for a woman? A popular high school teacher in California is fighting for his job after announcing that he wants to become a woman. His lawyer says Diane Lee Rivers, formerly known as David Warfield, has received notice from the school district in Antelope that he will be fired. The district cites his unfitness for service as a teacher, and Rivers has been an award-winning journalism teacher, and he founded the school's media academy. He has filed a complaint asking for his job back. The administration isn't commenting at this time.
And joining us for one final look at your Autumn Leaf Festival weather forecast, here's Jen Bevavino.
And now for your weather recap. Taking a look at Thursday, it will be a high of 54, a low of 39. We'll see some showers in the afternoon. For Friday, we'll see a high of 60, a low of 41. And for Saturday, we'll see a high of 63 and a low of 41 with some partly cloudy skies. And that's your weather recap for tonight. Back to you, Dave and Cynthia.
We'll have Naughty Lombard with entertainment news.
Thanks. This week, I saw Runaway Bride, rated PG. Directed by Gary Marshall, Runaway Bride reteams Julia Roberts and Richard Gere in a lighthearted romantic comedy. I found this movie to be funny and charming. Roberts, a skittish bride, has left men, or shall I say run from men, at the altar. Gere plays a cynical New York reporter who has not had the best of track record with women. In search of a human interest story, Gere hears of this runaway bride and sets out to see who she will run from next. Predictably, the two meet, argue, and then, well, you can probably guess what happens next. If you can't, you'll just have to go see the movie. I feel that this movie is as good as, if not better than, Pretty Woman. Its humor will appeal to both women and men. Running since July 30th, it has grossed over $1 million and is still in the top 10. It won't be playing for much longer, so run out and see Runaway Bride. For Destinta Movie Review, I'm Naughty Lombard.
Thanks, Naughty. That about wraps it up for tonight's broadcast. Be sure to tune in next Tuesday at 8 p.m. as Christy DeZork and Brian Cook bring continued coverage of local, state, and national news.
Also, be sure to tune in to TV5 this Saturday at noon as we bring you live coverage of the 46th Annual Autumn Leaf Festival Parade. For Cynthia Walker, Mark Despotakis, Don Urchich, Naughty Lombard, Carolyn Kelly, Jen Bevavino, and the entire TV5 news team, I'm Dave Marsh. Good night.